0347 hours local time, Thule Air Base, northwest Greenland. The frozen darkness above the Arctic Circle was shattered by the piercing wail of alert sirens. Inside the hardened command bunker of America's northernmost early warning station, radar screens painted a picture that hadn't been seen since the darkest days of the Cold War. 6 massive radar contacts, each with the unmistakable signature of Russia's most fearsome strategic bomber, the Tupolev Tu-160 Blackjack, were crossing into the Norwegian Sea, vectoring directly toward Greenland's airspace. Each of these $163 million supersonic bombers carried enough firepower to obliterate entire carrier battle groups, their bellies loaded with HA-101 cruise missiles, each capable of striking targets 3,400 miles away with pinpoint nuclear precision. The $2.7 billion Thule radar installation tracked them relentlessly as they maintained formation at 43,000 feet, flying at Mach 1.8, making no attempt whatsoever to conceal their approach. Within minutes, encrypted flash traffic screamed across military networks, from NORAD headquarters deep inside Cheyenne Mountain to the Pentagon's National Military Command Center. The question burning through every analyst's mind: why would Russia brazenly deploy its Tu-160 White Swan strategic bomber fleet toward NATO's Arctic frontier in a demonstration of force this aggressive? Was Moscow testing America's response time, or are we all being deceived by the most elaborate military deception operation of the 21st century? But before continuing, let's take a little bet. In this Arctic showdown, which side will prevail? Russia's unstoppable Tu-160 bomber armada, or America's rapid response defense network? Comment with your opinion. The 6 Tu-160 Blackjacks were no ordinary patrol mission. Russian military communications, intercepted by NSA listening posts across Scandinavia, confirmed these bombers had departed from Engels Air Base near Saratov just 8 hours earlier. Their flight path took them north across the Barents Sea, skirting Norwegian airspace by mere nautical miles before turning west toward the Denmark Strait, the critical maritime choke point between Greenland and Iceland. Leading the formation was a battle-hardened Russian long-range aviation commander, Colonel Dmitry Volkov, a veteran of over 2,300 flight hours in strategic bombers. His aircraft, tail number RF-94108, was equipped with the latest Novella NV-1.70 radar system, capable of detecting surface targets at ranges exceeding 250 miles. In the weapons bay, 12 KH-101 cruise missiles, each tipped with a 450-kiloton warhead. The total destructive payload of this single formation exceeded 320 megatons, enough to devastate every major naval installation from Greenland to the eastern seaboard of the United States. But the moment those massive turbofan engines ignited on the frozen runway at Engels, America was watching. The KH-11 reconnaissance satellite in polar orbit had captured infrared signatures of the launch. Within 17 minutes, the data was processed by AI-enhanced threat assessment algorithms at the National Space Defense Center. The conclusion was immediate and chilling. This was not a routine training exercise. At 0351 hours, Vice Admiral Marcus Hale, commander of U.S. Naval Forces Northern Atlantic, received the flash alert at his command center aboard the USS Mount Whitney, the Navy's floating command ship, currently positioned 340 nautical miles southeast of Reykjavik. The $427 million vessel, packed with the most sophisticated C-4 ISRS systems ever deployed at sea, became the nerve center for what would unfold as the most rapid military response in Arctic naval history. Admiral Hale's voice was steady but urgent. "Execute Arctic Hammer. I want every available asset airborne or underway within the hour, and someone get me a direct line to EUCOM and STRATCOM, now." What Russian intelligence didn't expect was the sheer speed and scale of the American countermove. At Naval Air Station Keflavik in Iceland, 4 F-35A Lightning II fighters, each worth $94 million and equipped with AN-APG-81 radar systems, capable of tracking targets 150 miles away, were scrambled within 11 minutes. Their mission? Establish a combat air patrol screen between the Russian bombers and Greenland's coastline. Simultaneously, 2 P-8A Poseidon maritime patrol aircraft, modified Boeing 737s, loaded with AN-APY-10 radar systems and advanced acoustic sensors, lifted off from Keflavik in Tule. Their mission profile was crystal clear: detect, track, and if necessary, target any Russian naval assets operating beneath the surface in support of the bomber formation. But the most significant move was unfolding 850 feet beneath the frigid waters of the Denmark Strait. The USS Indiana, a $2.8 billion Virginia-class fast attack submarine, had been conducting routine patrol operations when it received the encrypted flash message. Commander Elizabeth Chen immediately altered course, bringing her boat to periscope depth, long enough to raise the photonics mast and confirm positioning. Within 23 minutes, the Indiana had positioned itself directly along the projected flight path of the Russian bombers, its AN-BQQ-10 sonar suite passively listening for any subsurface contacts that might be escorting the aerial formation. The Americans were making no attempt to conceal their response. Every radar, every transponder, every communication system operated at maximum power, flooding the electromagnetic spectrum with an overwhelming signature of military presence. To the Russian bomber crews, it appeared as though the entire U.S. military infrastructure in the North Atlantic had awakened like a sleeping giant and was now converging on their position with terrifying precision. But what the Russians didn't expect was far more sophisticated and lethal than anyone imagined. The acoustic warfare gambit. Russian naval doctrine had evolved significantly since the Cold War. Moscow's strategists understood that in the modern battle space, he who controls the acoustic environment controls the ocean. The apparent aggression of the Tu-160 bomber deployment was calculated psychological warfare, designed to trigger exactly the response that Admiral Hale had ordered. Every American aircraft now airborne, every surface ship increasing speed to intercept positions, every active sonar pulse searching for submarine contacts was generating a cacophony of noise. The electromagnetic spectrum was saturated, communications channels were overloaded. The acoustic battlefield had become a chaotic symphony of competing signatures. The Russian plan unfolds. At 0512 hours, Colonel Volkov's Tu-160 formation executed a precisely choreographed maneuver. The 6 bombers split into 3 pairs, each pair diverging along separate vectors, forcing the American F-35s to divide their combat air patrol coverage. It was a classic saturation tactic designed to stretch defensive resources to the breaking point. Russian military intelligence had calculated that this maneuver would force Admiral Hale to commit additional assets, and they were correct. Within 8 minutes, 2 more P-8A Poseidons were scrambled from Thule, and the guided missile destroyer USS Arleigh Burke, a $1.84 billion Aegis-equipped warship, increased speed to flank, racing north from its patrol station southeast of Iceland. But this raises a critical question that military analysts are now debating in classified briefings across Washington and Brussels. Was this Russian operation a genuine attempt at strategic intimidation, or was it a calculated intelligence probe designed to test American response protocols and capabilities? Some Russian military commentators have suggested that Moscow deliberately allowed this defeat to occur, sacrificing older submarine commanders and expendable assets to map American sensor networks and identify response timelines. If true, the data collected by Russian intelligence during this operation could be used to develop countermeasures, electronic warfare techniques, and new infiltration tactics designed to exploit the very systems that defeated them. The Arctic is no longer a disputed region. It has officially become America's Golden Dome fortress, protected by an integrated defense network that spans from space-based sensors to submarine-deployed acoustic arrays, operating 2,000 feet beneath the ice. Russia's Northern Fleet now operates under the shadow of total American surveillance, every movement tracked, every communication intercepted, every tactical option predicted and countered before it can be executed. But in the shadowed halls of the Kremlin and the fortified command bunkers of Russia's general staff, strategists are undoubtedly analyzing this defeat with cold calculation. The question that should concern every Western defense planner is this: in your opinion, after this devastating blow, will Russia lie low and accept this humiliation, or is it quietly preparing a more devastating retaliatory strike against NATO's Arctic infrastructure? Share your analytical insights in the comments section, as we are eager to hear perspectives from strategists like you. Will Russia adapt and return stronger, or has American dominance in the Arctic become permanent? If you think this tactical breakdown has exposed the most shocking military secrets of modern naval warfare, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next classified file on Arctic military operations and the future of submarine warfare will be unlocked in our next video. And trust me, you won't want to miss it. Thank you for watching. Goodbye and victory.